Some new updates on the stimulus package. I have the full details for you in this video. Also, what President Biden said today about the stimulus package alongside all of this massive inflation. And what is Joe Manchin up to and where does he stand with the stimulus package? All of that plus a lot more in this video, so let's get into this right away. But if you haven't done so yet, or if you happen to be new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as information is changing very rapidly right now, and it's starting to get intense as we approach the final deadline and passing of the stimulus package. But don't worry, I'm doing all the research each and every day on your behalf so that you don't need to. Again, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate your support. Subscribe by hitting that button right down below the video, and let's get into this right away. All right, so one quick side note. If you happen to see my video earlier today, hey, thanks so much for watching that. I really do appreciate it, and I really appreciate all of your very nice comments on that video as well. You know what? I think I maybe lost my mind a little bit in that video, but let's be real. With everything going on right now and going through the statistics and all of the numbers that we were discussing in that video, it's a really sad situation to see so many people struggling right now. It is so incredibly obvious what needs to be done, financial support for lower income individuals, and Congress just sitting on their hands like, no big deal, no problem out there. We're living high and dry here. Yeah, well, that's not the situation, and as you could probably tell in that video from earlier, I was getting pretty frustrated with everything going on, and you know what? It's a really sad situation to read through the comments every single day and to see so many people struggling and obviously know what Congress needs to do, but yet they're not doing anything. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate having you here. Please remember, I'm here on your team every single day. I'm right here with you, right? So I appreciate you allowing me to stand here right by your side every single day, bring you all these updates, and do whatever I possibly can as your one and only daily advocate, working toward Congress, making sure that our voices are being heard, even though it sounds like they don't really care what I have to say. But you know what? It's not going to stop me. You know what? It just makes me want to do even more to get attention from them. So anyway, thank you once again. I really do appreciate your comments. If you haven't seen that video, go back and watch it if you'd like. It was from earlier. The title is something like, wow, stimulus check update. This is unreal. I think that was the title. So check that video. It's just a couple videos back. All right, so let's get into this and talk about what happened today. All right, so remember I'm going to say about 3 weeks or so ago, we got the official score out of the CBO, Congressional Budget Office, on this reconciliation bill. So basically what they did is they tallied up all of the different provisions within the bill to figure out what is the bottom line number going to be on the bill as far as how much is it going to cost, is it really going to be paid for, and how much is it going to add to the deficit. Well, as we found from the original CBO score a few weeks ago, it was going to be adding $367 billion to the federal deficit, right? To the debt, right? So that wasn't very appealing to many people. However, check this out. The CBO, once again, was out today with another report and said that if all of these programs were actually extended out for the 10-year duration of how long these programs are actually going to be in play, it would actually add $3 trillion to the national debt rather than $367 billion. So that's really kind of scaring some people right now, because here we are sitting with about, well, just under $29 trillion of debt in this country right now. Well, if we add another $3 trillion to it just from this one package alone, some people are getting really scared off by that. So this was the latest report out just a short time ago earlier today, and this is the latest reading out of the CBO. Well, as you can imagine, people in Congress, Chuck Schumer and the president, they all started to backpedal and say, oh no, this isn't going to how it's going to be. These programs are going to end after a certain amount of time, and they're not going to be extended out. However, we've actually seen over the past few months here that it's actually likely that they're setting up these programs to be deliberately extended out after a duration of time. So that's kind of the whole plan behind this, is pass the stimulus package through, and as people like Joe Manchin are saying, gimmicks within the stimulus package to allow these programs to continue to be extended out. And that is the plan to actually do that. Well, you can tell that Chuck Schumer, the president, people throughout Congress are not really excited about that, being like, that's not really what we're going to do. So again, as you know with my videos, I don't take sides. I simply tell you the information that I find in here. So again, I'm not taking sides either way. I'm just simply telling you the information that I find while doing my research. However, earlier today, we also do know that the inflation data came out for the month of November, and wow, it was very hot, right? I think I got a little bit of a sunburn when that number came out, but let's be real. I mean, obviously, no, I didn't, but you know what I mean? So it was very hot, 6.8% year over year, or 0.8% month over month. Very, very hot. The hottest numbers we've seen in nearly 40 years. About 39 and a half years was the last time we saw numbers like this. Actually, to be real, June of 1982. Yeah, 1982. So wow, long time ago. However, the president was out today and once again, basically iterating that this was no surprise. We were kind of expecting some high inflation numbers. Well, I mean, really? We were expecting inflation this hot? I mean, all of us know that prices have gone up a lot lately, but basically the president was reiterating the fact that they need to pass his Build Back Better agenda immediately to help alleviate some of these inflationary pressures right now. Well, let me ask you, this is basic, economics 101. If we spend more money and pump more money into the system, is that going to inflate or deflate? Again, I'm not going to answer that question. I think all of us here know the answer, but the president was basically just saying we need to pass the package immediately because this is going to alleviate some of the inflationary pressures. Well, a lot of people, as you can imagine, are saying, no, it's actually just going to lead to even more aggressive inflation. But then again, we also do have other people, to be totally fair, as I always want to do, we have to be totally fair. And there are other people, economists and some people coming out saying this actually would alleviate some inflationary pressures. How? Not really sure. But again, you just have to be totally fair because as I say, I'm not here to take sides. I'm here to give you the information. And that's what I'm finding is we have pretty much people on both sides saying, yes, it's going to add to a massive amount of inflation on top of what we already have. And we have other people saying, no, it'll actually tame it down a little bit. So I guess we'll see who is right if the bill actually passes and when it does and what level it actually passes at, as in, does it get shaved down by a few $100 billion? Does it stay where it currently is at $2.2 trillion, which was the House bill? So we'll have to continue watching that. But again, the president wants this agenda passed very, very soon here to hopefully whatever's within the package here. Mostly, let's be real, the most the one provision within this package that is getting the most attention right now is the child tax credit payments. I'm just being totally real with you. Again, this is what I'm finding with my research is that the vast majority of people in Congress are really pointing toward the child tax credit payments for why they need to get this package passed as soon as possible, because the last payment actually goes out next week on the 15th. That's the last payment unless they get this package passed through, because there's another 1-year extension out through the end of 2022. Well, although these payments are nice and they help out a lot of people, about 38 million families right now, let me ask this again. I'm just curious what you have to say about this. If they continue sending out monthly checks, when they potentially end in 1 year from now, the end of 2022, would that be more devastating to people than if they ended now? Again, I'm not taking sides saying yes, they should end or no, they should not. I'm just simply asking. Here's the thing. If they continue out for another year, a lot of people are going to become very dependent on those monthly payments, right? Well, all of a sudden, a year from now, they pull the rug out from everybody and they say, hey, just kidding. They're all gone now and they're all ended. Would that be an even worse situation? It might be a really bad situation because over the next year, many people might start to grow and to lean on those payments every single month, saying like, hey, these are the payments that get us our necessities. And all of a sudden, in a year from now, they come back and say, hey, joke's on you, just kidding. We pulled the rug out from under you and the payments are ending. Well, that wouldn't be a good situation either, right? So it's kind of a tough situation that they're in right now because these payments are very, very beneficial for a lot of people. But if they end, whether it's now or then, it's probably not going to be a good situation, right? So I feel like they've kind of painted themselves into a kind of a tough corner right now. Not really sure what the good solution would be other than potentially adding these payments indefinitely. In other words, forever. But then that brings us back to, okay, if you're going to add them in for forever, indefinitely, what about seniors? What about the disabled? What about elderly? What about VA beneficiaries? What about low income? Do they get monthly checks as well? Because that sure would be nice. And I don't know about you, but many of these people are also living with a very low fixed income. They could surely use some monthly checks. Sure would be nice about right now. So again, we can sit there and go back and forth on that all day long. But I think many of you in this community probably agree that monthly checks right now probably are maybe the only solution out of this chaotic situation right now. So yeah, I think all of us are on the same page with that one, right? So now we just got to sell our idea to Congress, which they've already bought the idea. We just need to extend it out into a larger demographic, being Social Security beneficiaries, SSDI, SSI, VA, RRB, low income, no income, all of these beneficiaries. All right, so let's keep moving on here and talk about Joe Manchin for a minute here and where he currently stands. Prior to this new CBO report that was just released earlier today, he was pretty much on the fence when it came to this stimulus package and all of this massive inflation. Well, and of course, the additional billions of dollars added to the deficit. However, now that this new reading has come out from the CBO, he's getting a little bit shy now, thinking, this is exactly what I was anticipating. This is kind of exactly what I was thinking, and exactly what I've been saying for all this time now, which is all of this, this stimulus package is going to continue to add even more to the deficit. So Joe Manchin will be meeting with the president early next week, and we'll have to see what comes out of their meeting, but it sounds like that should be happening possibly on Monday or even Tuesday of this coming week. So we'll watch that very closely as well to see what comes out of that meeting. Also, one more note here, and then I'll let you go. I appreciate you watching this long. I know I've been rambling quite a bit here, but you know what? It's been a very busy day here, and I just want you to know I'm here for you. I get it. It's been, honestly, it's kind of a frustrating day because we've been seeing all these numbers, the new polls coming out, the new all the inflation data, all this stuff coming out, and I just feel for everybody in this community, and I truly just I just really hope that Congress recognizes that something needs to be done here. This is not sustainable. So not really sure what their solution is, but all I can tell you is this is not sustainable for many people. So anyway, I appreciate you and sticking with me here. All right, let's talk about one more thing here. So as I talked about earlier in my video, energy prices are absolutely surging right now. Energy up 33% year over year, and gas up 58% year over year. And we see that propane, natural gas, heating oil, things like this, electricity up multiple percent. But here's the thing: if you are going to be if you think that you're going to be having some trouble paying some of your utility bills this winter, I'd highly advise you call your energy provider, whoever that happens to be, your electricity, your gas provider, whatever it is. Have a conversation with them. A lot of times they have something called winter protection plans. You can talk to an agent about this, no matter who you get your energy from, whether it's electricity or gas or whatever it happens to be. Usually they have something called, and again, it could be a little bit interchangeable, but a lot of times they call it something like winter protection plans. Essentially what they do is they work with you on your bills, and they say, hey, if we set up a payment program, if you can do like $20 a month or whatever they decide to work with you on, they can usually get you to be on some kind of payment plan throughout the winter months, and then they can work with you on that because I talked about this about a week ago. They're expecting record shutoff notices to be going out this winter. Again, not okay, right? So again, if you feel like you might be in a situation where you're going to have a hard time paying your utility bills this month, I'd say call your utility providers. Just have a conversation. They get it. Don't be embarrassed. They get it. They totally understand the situation. And if you're calling, I can promise you, you are not the only one calling. There are many, 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 many people out there, millions of people in your situation. If that's what your situation is right now, please don't feel ashamed about it. Please don't be embarrassed. They want to work with you. They want to make sure that your power stays on. The last thing they want to do is package up a shutoff notice and throw it in the mail. They don't want to do that just as much as you don't want to receive that thing in the mail, right? So just call, have a conversation. If you feel like you're going to be in that situation, call. They will be able to work with you. They should be able to do something to help you out throughout this winter, and hopefully Congress will do something, right? But either way, if you want, check out the LIHEAP program. I've talked about that many times before. Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program is what it stands for. Check it out. They may be able to offer some support as well. They were just infused with another, I believe, $3.6 billion just a short time ago from Congress. So they have more money this year. If you want, check that program out. They may be able to help you as well. All right, with that being said, I'm going to leave it there for now. Thank you so much for joining me. If you've made it this far, hey, seriously, you're amazing. I don't know how else to say it, right? I can't believe you stuck it out this long, but I really do appreciate it. It's a tough time right now. It truly is. I don't know how else to say it. I don't know what other superlatives I can use to say that it's a tough time right now, but that's the best one I can come up with right now. But it's real. It's getting really real, and it's going to get even worse here going forward. And we can only cross our fingers that Congress comes to their senses and does something soon. No matter what, I'll be right here by your side every single day, working on your behalf. Anything I can do for you, please leave your comments and questions down below. I read as many as I possibly can. And of course, I do whatever I can within reason, and of course, within the limits and the resources that I have. I'm kind of right here with you. So again, thank you again for being here. I really do appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Share this video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out some of the nearly 2,000 videos right here on the channel. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Stay safe out there. Stay warm. And until next time, have a nice day. And until next time, have a nice day. And until next time. Some new updates on the stimulus package. I have the full details for you in this video. Also, what President Biden said today about the stimulus package alongside all of this massive inflation. And what is Joe Manchin up to and where does he stand with the stimulus package? All of that plus a lot more in this video, so let's get into this right away. But if you haven't done so yet, or if you happen to be new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as information is changing very rapidly right now, and it's starting to get intense as we approach the final deadline and passing of the stimulus package. But don't worry, I'm doing all the research each and every day on your behalf so that you don't need to. Again, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate your support. Subscribe by hitting that button right down below the video, and let's get into this right away. All right, so one quick side note. If you happen to see my video earlier today, hey, thanks so much for watching that. I really do appreciate it, and I really appreciate all of your very nice comments on that video as well. You know what? I think I maybe lost my mind a